The purpose of this tutorial is to show some basic functionality for the Imed Informed Consents application. The application can be located on our intranet page on the right hand side about a third of the way down. It can also be accessed through Soaring Clinicals utilizing the Links tab. It is a web-based system, so the web address will be provided to users, and you can simply add it to your favorites or create a shortcut to your desktop. Whatever will work for you. For the purposes of this demonstration, I'm going to access it from our intranet page. The first time you go in, you will need to provision your own account by clicking on the New User Registration button. You'll have to enter a practice name or work location. Username. For your username, we strongly recommend that you use your first initial and full last name. That'll help when you need to access someone's favorites or share a favorite. I'll show you that in a minute or two. Password minimum of 7 characters. You will need an active email address and have to answer a security question. The very first time you access the system, it will send you an email asking you to verify that you created the account. If you need a password reset, it is all done electronically and via email, and you will have to answer that security question. I'm going to go into the login screen and log in with an account that I have previously created. Takes me to the main page, and there are 3 ways to access a consent: browse, search, or through my favorites. I'll show you the browse function first. You see there are a lot of specialties here, and there are over 4,000 consents in the system. So let's go to general surgery. You'll see I can access some patient education, some diagrams, and some pictures in here. I'm not going to cover that in the tutorial. You can go out, and I think you will get some benefit out of those documents. So let's look for a consent. You'll see they're all alphabetical under general, under all categories. So let's look and let's maybe do something arterial here. Let's do maybe an embolectomy. And let's do one in the upper extremity. Okay. So when I select up the embolectomy of the arm, you'll see it'll take it down to my service tray, and click on that and hit start. It's going to take me out to the document. I can enter in patient demographic information into this document, and it will print out on the document. Let me fix that. Okay, let's say we're doing the left arm. Okay. Now I can add some customizable language in here if I need to. You'll see high risk for infection related to smoking. Now that language, if I want to save it, I can save it to this document by saving customization. You'll see as I scroll down, I can see the language in the document. This language is not editable. Anything that's highlighted in this grayish blue you cannot change. If you do strongly want to change the document that's out there, you should go through your department chair or the documentation review committee for approval. Okay. So I'm going to generate this document, and that's basically giving me the print preview version of it. And when I do that, you can see the demographic information and practitioner information display on the document. So my customizable language will also display. So I come down here. There's all that language, high risk for infection. I will point out that all the consents do have blood transfusion language layered in with the consent. So to print it, I just simply hit the print button, and it will print to whatever printer is associated with that PC. Again, it's going to ask me if I want to save that language in my customize area. I'm going to say no, I'm going to discard it. Okay. Now, you can also utilize a search function. So let's say I'm a nurse on the floor and I'm asked to print out a consent for a blood transfusion. There is a solo blood transfusion consent in here, so I can just access that consent, okay, and hit start. We did not make the demographic information or information about laterality a mandatory field. This can be printed out with those fields left blank and for someone to add that information. So I'm not going to enter any information in here into the customize section or the demographics. And I'm going to generate that document by clicking the generate document button. And that's basically giving me the print preview. So you see these are all left blank, so I can just put my patient label on it and fill in the blank areas as needed with a pen. You'll see there's our transfusion for blood products. Okay, and again, that transfusion is to be used solely for blood transfusions. Okay, and then I can print it, and it will print that document to the local PC. Now, for favorites, there is a favorites function. So you can come out here and save your favorites. So let's say I want to save my blood transfusion. I can come out here, click add to favorites. See, I get the green that it was added successfully. Now I'm going to come out, I'm going to print my document. And then when I close it and I go to my favorites, there's my blood transfusion. Now there is a functionality in here where you can save a combination consent. It's called a combo, and I'll show you how we can do that. So let's go out here and say I want to create a combination document. Let's do a hernia repair. Okay, let's say I'm going to do one without mesh and a possibility of using the mesh. So if I have any document out here that may be a possible procedure, combination in with the procedure that I'm going to do, I just simply click the possible button, and that language will show that the repair with mesh will be a possible procedure. So I'm going to add that to my favorites. It's going to ask me to name the combination. So let's say hernia repair with possible mesh. Now, if I want to do that document, I'm going to hit the start button. Now you see how that language down here, it'll show me a hernia repair with mesh, but a possibility that I'm going to use the mesh. When I come down, you'll see hernia repair without the mesh. I'm going to generate my document, and it has all the appropriate language in there. Now if I want to access that document, I come up to my favorites, and you'll see I have a 1 near my combos, and there's my hernia repair with mesh, misspelled. But say I wanted to access another practitioner's favorites. Up here you'll see on the right hand side, view other profile. If I click on that and say I wanted to access a document from Dr. Hank Unger. Once I start typing, you'll see first initial, last name. He comes up. I can click that, OK. And now once I click on Dr. Unger's favorites, come over here, consents. See, he has no combinations, no pictures or diagrams saved, but he does have 2 consents. So we're going to just come over here and we're going to use his cardiac cath consent. You want to start that? I'm going to go in there, generate the document, and I'm going to print it out. Now when I print out a blank document, we do have to label it and address the laterality issue. That is basically the basic functionality of the Imed consent application. If you have any questions, please contact your super user Each practice and each area will have identified super users. Thank you for your time.